Hey friends, welcome back to the table here on Living by the F Word. Today we are doing a pick a card reading for the month of February, or whenever you happen to click on this video, that means that this message was meant for you in that time. I am going to be showing you close-ups of the 3 different piles I have for you. But before I do that, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Jess, and I am a fine artist, flight attendant, and festival enthusiast. And I talk about F words I'm passionate about here on my channel. One of those F words is festivals, and I am a huge festival goer. And so this particular pick a card for February is Envision Festival themed. Now, it may be a little bit different style than other pick a cards that are focusing on Valentine's Day, but for me, my love for festivals is so large, and this particular festival is one of my favorite international festivals. It's a transformational festival, and it's really focused on bettering yourself for the human race, to collectively contribute and be amazing all together. I will link a video where I talk about different types of festivals. That way, if you're interested in learning more about Envision, you can. But that is basically the theme of today's pick a card reading. And so you will notice that in the decks and the cards that I chose, I really tried to pick cards that had vibrant colors, beautiful art, and this warmth of nature, and sun related kind of feels to them, because Costa Rica is just, Pura Vida that's translates to pure life, simple life. And so I really just tried to pick cards that would encompass Pura Vida lifestyle and Envision Festival. So here are your 3 piles that you can choose from. You have pile 1, which is love, pile 2, success, and pile 3, adventures. So go ahead and take a deep breath. We can do one all together. And if you have trouble picking, if you are torn between 2 piles or 2 cards, just pause the video and close your eyes. Take a deep breath again, and then when you open your eyes, the first pile that you go to, that will be your pile. And also, if you do happen to choose a pile and the reading doesn't feel like it's resonating with you, like you feel like it is completely off and just not meant for you, it's quite possible that it's not meant for you, because many people will be watching this video, and it's okay to go and pick a different pile. I've done that before. If something is not resonating with me, I just go back and I pick a new pile and I see if that seems to fit better. So that's pretty much it. Just please remember that this is a hobby of mine, and I am, just trying to practice using my cards and give this gift of card divination back to my fellow viewers. So just, if it doesn't resonate, take everything with a grain of salt. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you enjoy your reading. All right, here we go. Hey group 1, if you chose the love card, this is going to be your reading. But before I dive into the other cards, I just want to touch upon this one and maybe why you chose it. So really, this is just a reminder to yourself that you are loved. So you might not realize it, or maybe you are very much loved and you're in a relationship and you have a good relationship with your family and you do feel very much loved, but this is just another indicator to remind yourself that you are enough and you are loved. And I think that it's also asking you to focus on this month, or whenever you are watching this, to really cherish yourself and just kind of focus on your individuality, what you have to offer the world, and take the time to really love yourself this month or week or day or whatever. All right. So let me get this set up for you so we can get your other cards out. And I think you'll still be able to see that one over there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with your tarot cards. Let's see what you got. Six of Pentacles. Father of Cups. And, ooh, Father of Pentacles. You have two kings, two fathers. Really interesting. And you have two pentacles. Okay. Really nice. Let's see what type of archetypes you're going to be working with this month. What type of energy? The Bardo. And the Mother. Ooh, we have mother and father energy here. Interesting. Okay, let's see what question you might want to ask yourself. I'm actually going to dive into the guidebook for this one because I'm not too familiar with these. You got Grace. It's Yellow Jasmine and Two-Tailed Pasha. I love this oracle deck. It's dragons, but with butterflies and flowers. Okay, some more oracle cards. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? What type of self-care does group 1 need to work on? Burning bowl ritual. Ooh, I love that one. I'm loving this so far. And solitude. And just for fun, I pulled some Oracle of the Radiant Sun cards, and I will probably be referencing the guidebook for these too because I'm just getting used to them, but I just thought they would be fun to add. So you got Risk, and you got Publicity. That one's kind of hard to see because of the lighting. I'll pull it up if I talk about it. Okay. Ooh, okay. So let's see. What do I think here? What do I think? Let's start with the fact that with the tarot cards, you have two pentacles. So you have the Six of Pentacles and you have the Father of Pentacles, but then you also have two fathers. So with the two fathers or two kings, what I think is, most of the time these are people or someone that's really aligned with their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts. They're really someone that is in control of their life. And typically they're just people that want to be impactful. So the fact that you have two of these is showing me that you, most likely you, but it could also be someone else in your life, is really working towards their goals of being impactful, not just to their own community, but possibly to the world. And, the fact that you have, let me pull up the other pentacles here. The fact that you have two pentacles really also tells me that you or someone you know, but most likely you, are extremely career driven right now, and you're really focused on your goals because the Suit of Pentacles usually refers to work life and career and basically things like possessions. So, in order to have possessions, you need money. So typically that's what this suit refers to. And So it just seems like with just even those 3 cards alone, that this month you are really focusing on your career and helping others, because with the 6 of Pentacles, you could even see just from this imagery, there's a lot of growth there, and it looks like they're giving. Like, it looks like those hands are just right there, like popping out, giving us this beautiful, you know, floral plant that is like just blooming and growing. And we have the hummingbird there, which the hummingbird actually typically is a symbol of love. So it just kind of goes along with what you picked here with the love and the growth, I think. But let's see. So how can we dive into this further? I mean, I think from the other oracle cards, I'm kind of grasping that this is going to be a time of really like diving into yourself. And there's going to be maybe like some type of transition, because this particular card, the Bardo, that's like a transition phase. It actually, this kind of reminds me of the Death card in the tarot, because the actual definition of a Bardo is the place that's in between life and death. So it's like a place that we can't really even see, but typically, you know, they say it's a place where you can forgive the unforgivable and love the unloved, and like, you know, really can release some heavy feelings, perhaps. And so it just reminds me of the Death card, because the Death card is usually when you decide to let go of something that's no longer serving you. So perhaps like you are serving a lot of people within your community, and you know, that's why you have the 6 of Pentacles here. Like, you're just feeling extremely generous and giving, and feeling like you just like have so much love. And then plus you have this mother energy as well. So with the mother energy, I mean, for me personally, now everyone's different. Not everyone has great relationships with their mothers, but for the most part, most mothers are extremely caring, extremely loving, and extremely generous. And so I'm just feeling like you have this warmth quality about you, and this month in particular, or whenever you're watching this, like, you are really feeling content going towards things you've wanted, as far as your career. Now, the let's actually, I want to get the guidebook out for this one, the Grace card, because there's journal prompts in this guidebook, and I want to see maybe what you should be asking yourself this month. Okay. I'm going to show you the guidebook. So it says, how am I living in grace currently, and how can I become better? So it says, living in grace is a complex and deeply emotional experience. It involves opening yourself to and accepting all the joys and gifts of life, including love, compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. Let me bring this back up for you. Grace is the measure of life well lived. Pursue the pinnacle of who you are meant to be, unburdened by the heaviness of life. This card is calling you to let go of inhibitions and trust in a higher force to carry you to where you are meant to be. Accept who you are completely, with the flaws and the gifts, and just be grateful for all the experiences and emotions. They make us genuinely alive and help create the amazing person we are. Wow, so that's so interesting, because you have as well the don't dim your light to fit in, or don't dim to fit in. How have you been dimming your light in order to fit in? And I mean, so this is just kind of asking you like to really just be yourself, you know? And then on top of it, you also have the burning bowl ritual. And this is a lot about release too. So maybe that has to do with that transition period of the Bardo or something like that. But like even right here, it says to let go. And this reminds me so much of Burning Man and just like burning rituals, like and to let go of baggage that we may have. So basically like this card is asking you to write things down that are holding you back, or maybe negative feelings you have towards yourself or your career or limiting beliefs, and burn that shit. You know what I mean? And then you have solitude, which in my opinion, I'm very comfortable in solitude, but not a lot of people are. But this really is just like another card about telling you to, you know, break away from, if you're socializing with people, or, you know, maybe your significant other too much, maybe just focus on yourself for a little bit, especially because it seems like you are so career driven this month from the tarot cards that you have. So I just feel like this card is asking you to thrive with time spent alone. Okay, so now for your Oracle of the Radiant Sun, I'm going to pull the guidebook for this as well, just because it's a deck I'm not too familiar with. But let's see what type of energies. I mean, just off the bat, we have, sorry, these cards are a little tiny, so. You have risk, and you have Aries in Saturn in the first house. And then you have Leo in Jupiter in the 5th house. So I actually am just trying to learn these cards, so I really don't exactly know what it means, but if you're like an astrologer and you know what that means, that's great. I'm just gonna reference the guidebook here. So first of all, the first house usually has to do with personality and self-expression. And the 5th house, the 5th house has to do with, oh, my thing doesn't want to focus unless I tap it. There we go. The 5th house typically deals with, man, I need another arm. Sorry. The 5th house usually deals with creativity, love, and enthusiasm. Cool. Okay, so let's actually dive deep into those cards a little bit more. So for risk, let's see here. It's in Saturn. So this particular deck goes by suits and of the different planets, basically. So this is the Saturn suit, the suit of ambition, which totally makes sense since, like I said, I'm getting like this real big focus of giving back to your community and just like really being in a great place career-wise. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it says, when this card is drawn in a reading, it indicates a tendency to take everything too seriously and shows that allowing a sense of humor to express itself in a current situation will not degenerate consciousness work in any way. It is time to relax and take a measured risk. So you have relax, solitude, events. A justified risk taken to provoke new possibilities. A sudden regretted action after a long bout of concentrated and patient work. Pushing oneself into a position of power through intense work. So once again, it's like referencing, you know, work and pushing yourself. But just be mindful. It's also saying like perhaps an action taken maybe too quickly, like a regretted action taken too quickly after you've worked so patiently on something. So like don't rush into something. Okay, let's see what the Leo in the 5th house of Jupiter means. Okay. So this can be this can come up, and an event that could occur is blowing one's own trumpet, the attraction of some kind of fame or attention, taking a leading role in a local activity, a prominent member of the church or similar organization. And because Leo is linked with children, when this card is drawn in a reading, it can indicate the encouragement of a child in a creative expression of their talents. This can manifest negatively as the archetypal over-pushy mother of the child star living out her fantasies of fame through her progeny. I don't know what that is. Positively, it can refer to a nurturing and supportive parent. So tying this all together, or at least trying to, this is a hobby of mine after all, so please take what resonates and just leave what doesn't. I think the true focus here, and it just goes to show since you picked that love card, is really go in deep and focus on yourself this upcoming month. Don't change to fit in at all. You know, everyone on this earth has gifts and is meant to shine in some way. So don't be dimming because you feel like, you know, you need to, because other people are kind of making it seem like, you know, maybe you're too much. And a lot of, I think, self-reflection. You have the burning bowl ritual, so like write things down that you want to let go. There's actually, I think, journal prompts for that card as well, so let me get the guidebook for you. So you have, for the burning bowl ritual, if you want to work in your journal, you can write down what old stories about you, people in your life, or the world do you want to let go of? What experiences have you lived through or conquered that requires acknowledgement? What thought patterns, beliefs, experiences, or people do you want to let go of? Or what do you want to manifest? And then, yeah, just like, I don't know, I think with solitude, many people fear it, but it's just like a great time for getting to know yourself better and your thoughts and doing something for you and no one else. So I think it's just a month of really focusing on what you want to accomplish, not letting other people get in the way, and just trusting yourself, especially because you have this two fathers. The energy of the two fathers is like really powerful in my opinion. And I just think that you also have like a lot of really cool like animal symbolism with these three tarot cards. You have the hummingbird, the dolphin, and the bear. So like when I think of bear, I think of protector, I think of courage. Dolphins, I feel like, are some of the sweetest animals on earth. And so I just feel like you have this great balance, because the Father of Cups also is like a really great card of like being in complete control of your emotions and having that balance of knowing, you know, when to follow your heart and when not to, and when to control your thoughts that may be affecting your heart and stuff like that. So I just feel like overall this is like a really wonderful reading for people that are needing that encouragement to, you know, maybe take more risks and also, you know, just go after what you want in this life. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I don't really do a lot of pick-a-cards. I just do pick-a-cards when I feel called to send a message to people. And I really felt like doing this Envision Festival themed pick-a-card, because Envision is such a powerful transformational festival that I absolutely love, and I thought it would be great to pull some cards that remind me of that event and remind me of the warmth and culture of Costa Rica. And so, yeah, I just, I don't do pick a cards that often, but I do a lot of deck unboxings and flip throughs. And then I also talk about other F words that I'm passionate about. So I would really love to have you here. I hope you enjoyed looking at the cards and the imagery, and I hope that it was a fun little message for you. Bye. Hey, group 2. If you chose success as your card, this is going to be your reading, but before I get into your main cards, I just want to touch upon on maybe why you chose this card. So perhaps you are feeling extra successful, or perhaps you are craving success, whatever that may be. Success obviously is a word that, well, really it's a thing that is different for different people depending on their lifestyle, right? But when it comes to success, I just think that anything that you want in your life is possible. As long as you commit to yourself and you commit to your goals, you will have success, because then you're going to be feeling satisfaction, contentment, and all this fulfillment once you start doing everything you're going after. So I just kind of wanted to touch upon that first before I get into your cards. So I'm going to put it over here and get this all set up. Oh no, the candle kind of is going out. This one's running out of steam, so it's kind of a little low. All right, so let's start with your tarot cards first. Here we go. You have the Emperor. You have Three of Wands. And you have Ace of Wands. I'm already loving this. Okay. Now I'm going to bring some oracle cards out for you. I have a bunch of different decks here that remind me of Envision Festival. So the first one being Enchanted Blossoms. You have Peace. And I'm actually going to reference the guidebook for that one once I get all the cards out, because this has some really good journal prompts to ask yourself. Let's see what type of archetypal energy you're working with for this month or whenever you're watching. The Nectar. Okay. And you also have the Shaman. Okay. For Work Your Light, share your voice, come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. Self-care you might want to work on. Ground yourself. New beginnings. And just for fun, I have some Oracle of the Radiant Sun Astrology Cards, just to see what type of energy we're working with as far as the houses and the planets and astrology signs. But I'm not too familiar with these cards yet, so I probably will be referencing the guidebook or just kind of going with the keyword or what I think intuitively. Ooh, you have Vision, which is Sun, Pisces, 12th house. And you have Convention, which is Capricorn, the 10th house. I'm drawing a blank. Mercury? Venus. Sorry, Venus. So you have Capricorn and Venus in the 10th house. I told you I'd probably have to reference the guidebook for those. Okay. Wow. Group 2, honestly, this is looking pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Okay, so let's start with your tarot cards. first of all, right off the bat, you have the Emperor, which is a major arcana card. And the first thing that comes to mind whenever I see the Emperor is stability, structure. You know, this is kind of like a serious person that is serious about whatever they are trying to accomplish. You know, the number 4 is a representation of stability. If you think of a table, there's 4 legs. Without one of those legs, it would completely crumble. So I just think of someone that is completely in control of their life and pretty secure as well. So someone that is, you know, really creating a life of their own and really stepping into an environment that makes them feel secure, which is really interesting because you picked the Success card to begin with. So that makes sense. Okay, then you have 2 wands. Up next, you have 3 of wands, and then you have Ace of wands. And first of all, with the wands energy, that is a fire energy. So that is the suit of fire. And when you think of fire, you think of passion, you think of drive, you think of quickness. I mean, in my opinion, that's what I think of. And I mean, this 3 of wands is like all about being in, like just going for it, like diving headfirst into whatever they want to achieve, whatever they're setting out to do. They are just taking that leap. They are going for it. You know, and when we think about the wands as a suit, with the 2 of wands, which is the card right before this, you're typically planning. But when the 3 of wands turns up, it means you're ready. Like, it just means don't settle, go for it. I mean, it's right there in plain sight. And then you also have the Ace of wands, which is, you know, the beginning phase of something. So this may be a period or a time period that you're trying something new in order to, you know, gain that success and stability that you're craving. And, you know, I really just see the Ace of Wands as a kind of like inspiration card and like going after that idea that you have. Make sure you're taking action. And, you know, if you're dreaming big, just go for it. And, you know, this is just the time is now to pursue your dreams. And so, like, I'm just like completely blown away that you picked the keyword success and then you have the Emperor, 3 of Wands, and Ace of Wands. Like, it is just absolutely saying you have to go for whatever you're working on, whatever this new project may be, whatever this new idea is, you have to go for it. And then you also have like clarifying oracle cards that are kind of, you know, saying that as well. So like, for instance, the share your voice card, you know, it's saying stop being in a cave, stop hiding out, like get yourself out there and just, you know, the time is now to rise up and speak your truth. And then you also have new beginnings. So this new beginnings card is a sunrise. And when you think of sunrise, you think of a new day, a new dawn, you know, new opportunity. It's another day to live, another day to breathe, another day to do whatever you want with your life. And like, you know, it typically can like represent new ideas and experiences that are coming into your life. And like that, the overall feeling I'm getting right now is like the time is now, like just like, yeah, like go for it. Like I'm like getting so pumped, like thinking about this for you guys, like seriously. Okay, what else? So I'm gonna have to reference that later, but you have ground yourself for your self-care. So how you should be taking care of yourself this month, this week, or, you know, whenever you happen to be watching this, is to ground yourself. And so this typically just means connecting with earth. And so when you ground yourself, like this can actually really clear negative energy and negative thoughts. So perhaps you have like a little bit of like a little bit self-doubt lingering somewhere. Maybe not for all of you, but maybe for some of you, you have like a little bit of, you know, like those voices in your head, like saying that you can't like go after like what you want, but really you can. And so when you ground yourself, you're basically just connecting yourself to the earth. You can walk barefoot, you can sit on the ground barefoot, and just really like be in that present moment and connect with what the earth and nature has surrounded around us. Like a lot of times we like neglect how beautiful our planet is and we forget to connect with it. And so it is winter right now, obviously, but if you're in a warmer place, definitely ground yourself by, walking barefoot. If you're in a colder spot, you might just want to meditate. It just seems like, they have their hands up, so they're open to receiving. So when you have your hands up during meditation, I mean, it kind of is like medication if you think about it. But when you have your hands up during meditation, you are open to receiving. And when you have them down, you kind of want to get grounded. So it's kind of interesting because this is like ground yourself card, yet she is open to receiving. Like she is wanting, she or he, there can be obviously males watching this as well. I'm just saying in this particular picture, she has her hands up. And so I just like feel this like huge energy of really like going after this new idea that you want, because you also have vision. So I'm going to have to reference the guidebook for this one too, but like, it's like, eye-opening with the sun beaming. Once again, the sunrise, and a new experience on the way, and like following your vision. I'm going to have to look up what this actually means, but just going off of my intuition there. You also have convention, which, I mean, convention typically means some type of an agreement. So maybe like this is an agreement you have to have with yourself, like you have to stick to your plan and your goals of what you're trying to accomplish. And, it seems like there's a lot of trees and growth, and you have this like nice big house. I'm going to have to look up what this card actually means, but like just going off of what I'm seeing to begin with. Oh, you know what? Your archetypes. I don't think I went through those at all. So you have the nectar. So I'm still getting to know these cards too, but pretty much like the nectar is like a type of tool. Essentially, when it comes to these archetype cards, there's the self, there's the tools, there's the places. So this is a tool card, and it basically is just like represents this infinite healing power, an energy that, typically is relishing with people, activities, and it's kind of like a healing card is what I grasp from it. So perhaps like that goes with the ground yourself. Like perhaps you just need to heal and, and ground yourself, that way you can share your voice. They're for the most part, I'm getting this energy of like super self-confidence and like going for it. But there are like a little instances where it's kind of like, with these cards in particular, maybe, you do have like, a little bit of like those voices in your head, like, that diminish your true goals type of thing. You also have the shaman. So, I mean, the shaman is, when I think of shamans in general, like I just think of someone that is always teaching, someone that is always studying. So like this is like a person that pretty much is like a fearless student, but also like a practitioner, because normally shamans are running some sort of ritual as far as I know. Like I've never gone to any type of ceremony working with a shaman, but like as far as I've heard, like, they're constantly studying their craft, and they're constantly trying to help people through medicine, plant medicine, stuff like that. So like I just feel like this is like a time to be focusing on your craft. So, yeah, let me get the guidebook for your peace card so we could see maybe what you should be working with in your journal this month. Okay. So I love, this is the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle. And I love it because it's dragons, but they're also butterflies with flowers mixed. So it's just a really pretty deck. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find it for you. Okay. All right, let me get it up to the camera for you. Okay. So for the journal prompts, it says, in what ways can I seek peace? How can I bring peace to others? This card invites you to seek out inner peace for yourself. Be content with who you are amidst whatever is going on in the world around you. It is not time to fight the waves of life, but to accept them and let them run their course. With stillness in your heart, you can weather any storm and be calm in the heat of the moment. Inner calm is a path you should attempt to walk in all aspects of your life. It is not a destination or attainment, but a living process, like a garden deep within the that must be tended. Quieting your mind and letting go of distractions, being truthful to your word and accepting who you are, steps on the path to inner peace. Oh, sorry, I was totally not focused because I was reading the guidebook. But yeah, so like this is just like just another indicator to, to say, what truly brings you peace and how can you bring peace to others. So maybe this has to do with, whatever idea or project you are seeking success from, that you're going after. Basically, like the overall consensus that I'm getting here is you have to, be strict with yourself in order to keep on with your goals. You have to, if you want to be successful and have the stability that's within the Emperor, like you just need to remember to embody that type of energy and be strict with yourself, and you have to just go for it. Like these two cards are like really like super powerful together in my opinion. I'm just like overwhelmed with, wow, like yeah, you just need to be going after, whatever this idea or, maybe new career or whatever it may be is. Let me pull, let me pull the guidebooks for your astrology. The Oracle of the Radiant Sun, just because I don't really know these cards that well. I'm just actually opening them for the first time. So let me reference the guidebook for you for that. So we have Pisces in the Sun suit. So let me just go to the chart first. So first of all, for this particular card, the Vision card, I'll try to keep it in the center this time. So, okay, so we have the Sun suit. So the Sun is the life spirit or drive to succeed. Come on, guys, are you kidding me? Success, succeed. Like this is like this entire energy of this entire reading is so cool. I love it. Okay, so you also have, let's see, you have Pisces in here. So, let's see, Pisces is sympathy, sensitivity, and imagination. And then you have the 10th house, which is achievement in the world, which totally makes sense. The sun, the drive to succeed with 10th house achievement in the world. I mean, this is basically, wow, like this is kind of creepy actually. Hold on, I got to go to the actual page of this card now. Okay, so let's see here. It says that for this particular card, the event that might take place, a sacrifice, a mystery, or a confusion of imagination and reality, a chance to escape, a miracle, situations in which one loses the plot. It's saying if this card is selected, the questioner may be dreaming of an escape in the form of a long-distance voyage or other getaway from it all activity. The Vision card may also indicate a new interest and very often some ability in psychology or psychic research. It suggests that at some times in the future, the person asking the question may be involved with a large institution, and that service to others will provide great satisfaction, recognition, and fulfillment. So yeah, it's saying, service to others. It's also saying like maybe you're longing some sort of escape, which the thing about this deck is like super interesting, because when I look at this card and like read it intuitively, like I would not have expected what it was saying about where was it? A situation in where one loses the plot, it just seems like, I don't know, for me, like I was just thinking like you need to follow your vision right now. It's like what I was getting from that. So I don't know like how you felt. Let's look up convention, which is Venus with Capricorn and the 10th house, to see what those energies are. So let's see, 10th house is oh, okay, actually I think I read that before. This is the 12th house, so I messed that up. So let's see, the 12th house here is spiritual and mystic dimensions, but you still do have the 10th house, which is what I said before, which is all about achievement in the world. So you still have that type of energy with the 10th house. You just have 10 and 12 houses here. And then you have, let's see, you have Capricorn, which is practicality, caution, and ambition. And then you have Venus, which that is the desire to interact. So I feel like with sharing your voice, communication, convention, like, which is usually an agreement, like it just seems like you're really longing to get yourself out there. And, you know, perhaps like you have certain goals, like for your personal brand or something like that. Maybe it's not even so much like a career with a larger company. It's kind of what I'm getting. I'm going to go to this actual card though. So once we're in the Venus suit, we are going to go to the 10th house. We have convention. Okay, so for this card, it says, when this card is chosen, it often indicates a romantic liaison with someone much older or younger. Ooh. It also says events, a marriage or an affair with a great age difference, a relationship with a famous or important person, a new friend of some influence. Okay, so you can, you know, obviously go with your own judgment on that one and take you know, whatever resonates with you, but it seems to me like this is representing a new friendship, possibly like within your goals, within whatever you are like going after right now, which like this whole entire reading is saying, like, absolutely go after it and go for it. I feel like this card is just kind of indicating maybe a new friend or mentor, because you also have shaman here. So like, you know, some type of teacher, some type of mentor. So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm really excited for you, Group 2. I mean, this seems like it's going to be a really great month ahead. Whenever you're watching this, you know, I probably will be uploading this in February, but it doesn't need to be in February. Whenever this message reaches you, it was meant for you. And I really hope that you enjoyed this entire Envision theme. I think that it was really fun for me to put together. I don't do pick-a-cards that much, so, you know, if it didn't resonate that much with you, I understand. I don't do these types of pick-a-cards on my channel. Usually I just do deck flip-throughs and walkthroughs. And so I'm just trying to branch out. And so if you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and join my little YouTube family here. I do talk about F words I'm passionate about on my channel, and I have a whole series about card divination and stuff like that. So I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Thanks so much for checking it out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hey, Group 3, if you chose adventures with this beautiful rainforest waterfall, this is going to be your reading. Now, before I get into your cards, I just want to touch upon why you may have chosen this card to begin with. So perhaps you're an adventurous person, and due to the current circumstances in the world, it's been really hard to get out and live the life that you are used to, or perhaps you're just craving something new, something to change. And so this card is just like a sign that something or someone that is exciting is going to come into your life. So I think that you are on the right path if you chose this. You're going to have some type of situation that may bring an adventure, or perhaps maybe a new partner or new friendship that is different than anyone that you've ever had before. And so in that sense, it may be an adventure. And I just think that you're going to have a lot of possibilities with doors opening and so on. So that's really exciting to start off with. Let me get this all set up so that we can get the rest of your cards. I'm so upset my candle kind of is like burning out. It's not even lit. I noticed that during group 2. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start with your tarot cards. Let's see what you got. Got 2 of Pentacles. You got 3 of Cups. And you have Justice. Okay, so far I'm already sensing balance. Some type of balance, like you're kind of in alignment right now. Okay, moving on, I have a bunch of different oracle cards for you. So first, I'm going to show you the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle, which is a really fun deck that mixes butterflies and dragons with flowers. And I'm actually going to reference the guidebook for this particular card because they have some cool journal prompt questions that you might be able to work with as well. So you got Love, Lilac, and Vine J is the flower. Lilac is the flower and the Vine J is the butterfly. Okay, let's see what type of archetypal energies you're working with for this month or whenever you're watching this. You have the Shapeshifter. And you have the River. I see the River, I think of flow right off the bat. And Shapeshifter, I think of like shaping your life how you want it. But I'm going to dive a little deeper once we get all the cards out. Okay, for the Work Your Light, you have Don't Dim to Fit In. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And group 1 got this as well. So there's like some sort of energy going on where people are holding back. Okay, for self-care, what type of self-care should you practice this month? You got Plan a Vacation. Of course you did, because you picked adventures. Oh my goodness, that's really funny. All right, you also have Courage. Wow, so much color already. It's gorgeous, so pretty. Okay, and then lastly, I have Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which is astrology cards. They are cards that I am just learning and just taking out for the first time, basically, so I will be referencing the guidebook for those. I just wanted to play with them and see maybe what type of houses, planets, and signs you may be dealing with for this month or whenever you're watching this. So you got Resistance, which is Taurus in Mercury in the 2nd house. And you got Manipulation, which is Scorpio in Jupiter in the 8th house. Okay. First of all, I feel like, well, I chose all these decks because they are very colorful and vibrant, but I just feel like this energy coming through with you, group 3, you're a very colorful, outgoing person, and I'm just going to say that based off of just looking at the vibrant images of these cards all together. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous, and it kind of just paints this vision to me that you are someone that is both beautiful and colorful on the inside, and also the outside. And I could see that since you obviously are clearly an adventurous person or craving adventure, it totally makes sense. But like just glancing at everything, there are a few mixed energies, which kind of makes me feel like there's some type of outside influence, whether it's work or family or friends or something like that, that may be, dimming your light a little bit. But we'll get into that. Let's start with your tarot cards. So first of all, you got 2 of Pentacles right off the bat. And the Pentacles is a suit that typically focuses on work, career, money, and possessions. And the 2 is all about balance. So as you can even see, all these rocks are perfectly balanced and they're all different shapes and sizes. And we have this beautiful ray of light shining onto them. And it's basically a card that just like signifies that currently you are balancing all of life's tasks and you're really doing well when it comes to focusing on these tasks and utilizing time management in your life. And yeah, you're pretty much like in control is like how I feel. Because if you think about it, like all these balanced together really, I mean, there is some sort of force or control that is keeping these from not toppling over. So it just seems like currently you are really in a place where, you're stable. However, like one sudden movement of these rocks, like if there was maybe like, an animal that ran by or any type of something that made these all fall, your entire course would get thrown off. So it's just something to remember that, everything can shift in an instant. And so you should never become complacent, basically. Then you have Three of Cups, which is such a beautiful card. And it's such like a meaningful card because it's a card of celebration with your closest friends. Like these are your people. Like these are your confidants, the people you vent to, the people you cry to, the people you laugh with. And it really truly is a celebration card of you joining forces and having an amazing time together. The yellow rose is a symbol of friendship. It always has been. And you see these vines growing around their arms as they're all interlocked and they're just having a good time. So this may go along with, the adventures card that you picked. Maybe you're seeking or wanting or about to plan some type of an event like a wedding or, a getaway with your closest friends. And that's just kind of represented here. And then you got Justice, which to me is always another card about balance because you have the scales there. And in this particular Justice, the scales are they are perfectly even. So it seems like life is quite balanced for you right now. You also have the yin and the yang there, the sun and the moon. So all of these factors of having that light and dark, having the right mix of everything in your life. But typically when the Justice card comes up, it's also a reminder that actions have consequences. So just make sure you're putting out in the universe what you want to come back because it's kind of like a karma card as well. So, this might actually not even pertain to you. It might pertain to someone else. Like maybe you're seeking justice from someone that did you wrong. Like I'm almost like sensing that it really doesn't have anything to do with you because you have the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, which like really shows that, you're really like in balance and in tune with your friendships and yourself and your finances and stuff like that. So, this might just be representing someone else that, like I said, like the outside influence, maybe someone in your family or maybe someone like new to your job that you're not too sure about. Someone that maybe, their actions are not sitting with you well. So, but you just have to remember that, with Justice, you really have to have compassion for others too and kind of put yourself in their shoes. Maybe you're not understanding their full story type of thing. So, with those three cards together, like to me, it just seems like, and with like, since you picked adventures, to me, it just seems like you are craving like an experience with your friends or your close loved ones, like maybe, a wedding, some type of major significant party, like, where you get to be with everyone and you're just really truly seeking some sort of like reassurance and balance in your life right now because everything kind of seems like stagnant, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of just what I'm like sensing with those three cards together. And then you have for your archetype energies that you might be seeing this month or whenever you're watching this, you have the shapeshifter. So to me, like intuitively, like just thinking about shape shifting, it just seems like almost like you're in control of shaping the person you are and who you want to become. And you're always in control of that and you can always change that. But typically, like this is a archetype that deals with the type of self, and we do have many types of personalities all within ourselves. And in general, you know, you have this like snake skin, and like it kind of is a little bit of creepiness to it, but you know, I just feel like this is someone that kind of experiments with life and, you know, kind of maybe doesn't always follow the rules. So maybe like that also has to do with your adventurous personality and wanting to take on a new adventure or something new in your life. So that kind of makes sense with that. But just remember with you have that justice card lingering. So just remember, if you're a rule breaker, or you know you're seeking to do something that wouldn't seem fit in the eyes of others, just remember that karma comes back. You also have the river. I don't know, when I think of river or any type of water, I just think of flow, being in flow. You know, and there's this nice horse reflection there. And beautiful colors. Like this is one of those cards that is just like so vibrant. And we're seeing like this reflection of this gorgeous horse that, you know, also could represent travel. You know, horses used to carry messages for people. So, you know, this kind of ties in with all of the travel cards that we have here with your adventures and the plan of vacation. So that's really interesting. But, you know, rivers also are a place where, you know, not only where like, you know, where it represents emotions and fluidity and all that, like, you know, basic crap that I'm talking about, but basically this card like usually turns up when you're trying to wash away something that's no longer serving you. So perhaps it's just like something you need to, that you've been upset or something, and you're wishing to wash that feeling away, or something like that. You know, this is a general reading, so I'm not really sure what everyone's feeling, but you know, you will know if you're watching this reading if like any of this is resonating or makes sense with you. So, okay, I want to dive into the guidebook for the Enchanted Blossoms, the love, which of course, love doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. Like you may already have a partner, you may be married already, but love can turn up when we need to give ourselves more love. So maybe you have all this balance when it comes to your finances, and you're longing this, you know, type of party or celebration and stuff like that. But maybe truly what you need is to kind of dive into yourself a little bit more and love yourself more. But I'm going to like reference what the journal prompt is for this one, because they do have some cool journal prompts in this guidebook. If I could ever find the page. Sorry. All right. Let me get this up so you can see it. Okay. How can I better love myself and those around me? When this card makes an appearance, it is a reminder not only to delight in others, but to love yourself as well. Adore who you are and what you do. Make sure your actions and thoughts are aligned with love and affection, and it will grow. You do not stumble upon self-love. It is something you cultivate and practice daily. Use only kind words when you talk and think to yourself. Pamper yourself, take yourself out on a date, or schedule some time just for you to do something you enjoy. Devoting time and care to yourself means you will have plenty of love to give and the ability to receive as well. Yeah, so I love that. I mean, maybe this adventure that you are seeking or wanting, you know, is really a self-discovery journey for yourself. Like maybe you need to go on a hike or be with nature or do something that is adventurous as far as like getting out of your comfort zone, maybe rock climbing or, you know, meditating or, you know, doing yoga or some type of like maybe physical practice that you're not used to, something like that. Maybe is what that's saying. All right, so then moving on to some of your other cards here, you have, this is really interesting. You have Don't Dim to Fit In, and you have Courage. So how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Alongside courage, which is just like kind of representing they kind of have similar meanings. Like it basically is about being true to yourself and standing up for yourself. Don't place limiting beliefs on yourself. And if others do place limiting beliefs on you, or, speak not highly of you or whatever, those are not your people. Like you need to have the courage to stand up for yourself and what you believe in. And you need to make sure that these outside influences aren't going to harm or dim your light. You don't need to do anything. Like you don't got shit to prove to anyone. Like if there's one thing I've learned in life, it's like you don't owe shit to people, like only yourself. You know what I mean? So like, just like go with that and like feel, you know, even like in tough times, like, sorry, I was just looking at the imagery because it's like this rocky, kind of like chaotic looking water. I mean, it's such a beautiful card, but it really is like kind of like seems like almost like a rocky time maybe. So, you just need to have the courage to stand up for yourself and what you believe in is what I'm getting with those cards. And it's kind of interesting too, because then like with that shapeshifter card as well. Okay, then you have plan a vacation, which I mean, it's just so like funny because not even funny, but like it's like this is what I love about cards is like all these connections come together. So you have plan a vacation, which is evident because you also have the Three of Cups, which is the celebration and all of this. And so maybe you're thinking, well, how can I plan a vacation right now with everything going on in the world? But I think this is just really like calling you like to even plan like maybe something nearby or something different, something you normally wouldn't do. Maybe even just getting outside in nature, or it doesn't actually have to be an actual vacation. Although for some of you, maybe you have been adventurous and have been traveling. I'm a flight attendant, so I totally get, that there's people that are like, they cannot stay in one place, like they like are longing to travel. But I basically have been isolating this whole time of everything going on in the world, just like because I feel like it's better that way. Like I'm doing my part by staying home and staying like, I'm protecting myself and I'm protecting other people's health, and I'm just trying to end all this. So, I'm not trying to discourage you to like actually plan a real vacation, because this card actually does mean like plan something for yourself. But it does say plan, so you can be maybe you want to plan for something huge coming up in the following years or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean like you have to go away right now. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to dive into your 2 astrology cards, which I definitely need to get the guidebook for because I'm new to these cards and I'm not sure what they mean. But just going like basing off of just like intuitively reading this, we have we have Taurus the bull, and we have a parrot, and we have some growth here, and resistance. I mean, I just think of like the resistance in Star Wars, but like basically, resistance is like when you refuse to accept something and you are trying to prevent something from happening. So it's just kind of like you see this like the bull there, like, putting its foot down, like, like you're not getting through me, type of thing. So I'm not exactly sure what it pertains to. Once we dive into the guidebook, it might give us a little bit more clarity on that card. So I'm going to pull up the chart here. So this particular card is in the 2nd house, which has to do with the sensory world and possessions. Okay, Taurus has to do with beauty and acquisition. And it's the planet is Mercury, which is the need to perfect. So, maybe perfectionism. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of what. I'm like trying to time together, but since this deck is so new to me, like I definitely am like just spacing out with what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to go to the actual card meaning here and see what it has to say. Okay, so I got to find the suit of Mercury. Bear with me. I apologize. All right. Here we go. So for events, it's saying contracts, haggles over document wording, insurance policies, discussions about beauty or art, the need to take financial advice. Often this card, when it appears in a reading, denotes the need to focus on financial thinking, and it could be an indication that the questioner must look at accounting, economics, or business advice. Alternatively, it may denote work in travel, transport, or the media. Oh wow, so it here, like, it even is saying that it may relate to working in travel. So maybe your whole adventure and planning a vacation is actually really more of mixing business with pleasure type of thing. Like that's kind of what I'm getting, just because you have such a heavy travel focused like cards. I feel like I don't really sense that it's anything troubling financially, because as of right now, like, you're pretty stable. Like that's what I'm seeing with the Two of Pentacles, with the Justice. I just feel like you're very balanced right now. So I personally am kind of sensing that it doesn't really have to do anything negatively with finances, but it might. Maybe it's foreshadowing like the future. Maybe it's saying like, if you are not careful with all the spending that you're doing, planning these vacations, these celebrations, if you're not being frugal, you know, you might need to meet with a financial advisor. Okay, and then we have this last card here, which we have manipulation, which is Scorpio, which is all about self-control, and it's in Jupiter, which is the suit that see, I'm trying to learn these cards, but I probably should have just wrote this down instead of trying to remember or tell you like right on the spot, because I'm not used to them. But I don't know, like I just feel like, well, like let's focus on manipulation first. Basically, that is when someone, like when you feel manipulated, it's like when someone's like kind of like, you know, has control over you, or like some type of situation, or like maybe you're trying to manipulate some type of situation. I'm not really sure. Let's dive into the guidebook and we will see what it says. So we have, first of all, for the chart, let me get the card up for you. Okay, so we have the 8th house, which is all about shared senses and self-knowledge. We have Scorpio, which is passion and self-mastery. And then the planet is, I think I said it was Jupiter, right? Jupiter, growth and the desire to expand. Okay, so let's flip ahead to this actual card meaning. Let's see. Jupiter is the suit of gain. And we are going to the 8th house here in Scorpio. Okay, so the events, a difficult legal problem, persuasive promotion or propaganda for a person or project, detective work to prize out someone's secret. Ooh, kind of seems a little dark. In a reading, this card may warn that one is following a false or manipulative person. Scorpio's natural rulership of the 8th house shows a benefit from inheritance or heirloom. Okay, so this just may be telling you to be mindful of the people you are interacting with. Possibly a warning in that way to not get involved with people that are, you know, swaying you to do things that maybe you don't want to do. This card really might have to do a lot with these, as far as the, you know, standing up for yourself, the don't let the, don't dim to fit in. And, you know, like basically like these cards really have a lot to do with like staying true to yourself. So like when you have like some type of manipulator or manipulative energy going on, it's very easy to like talk yourself out of who you truly are. So that might just be this warning with these cards here. Oh, sorry. I like feel like I have to cough. But overall, group 3, I mean, you clearly are a colorful person that is passionate. You really have it together as far as like balance in your life is what I'm sensing. And if you're feeling like, whoa, this is like way off, like I don't feel balanced at all, then maybe this reading is really telling you how to seek balance. Maybe you need to do more things to love yourself more, take care of your body, nurture your body and your mind and your soul and your spirit. Maybe you need to disconnect from the relationships that are no longer serving you. That is a huge thing that really plays an effect on people, that people don't realize that, you know, you're in control and maybe need to cut these negative energies away. So, but overall, I think that basically, I think that you are in balance and that you are going to have some really amazing things to look forward to because you have this 3 of Cups, you have the adventures, you have plan a vacation. I mean, these 3 all together are absolutely amazing. Like, it just seems like it's going to be such a joyous occasion whenever or whatever this may be. So I think that you have a lot to look forward to, and just be mindful of the things that, you know, do kind of discourage you. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I really was trying not to cough, but it came out. Yeah, just be mindful of the energies that, you know, and resist, resist those manipulative personalities, and just, you know, make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's probably my overall message, is just make sure you're taking care of yourself and filling your own cup up. So that's pretty much all I have for you. I hope it resonated with you in some way. I hope that even just looking at the images, you picked up on your own reading or something for yourself. And yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already. I don't really do that many pick a card readings. I typically do deck unboxings and talk about the art and flip through the art. And but I really do enjoy doing pick a cards when I have like this like energy calling to do them. So every once in a while I do them. So yeah, please subscribe. I do talk about other F words on my channel, including festivals, which is why this was Envision Festival themed. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. See you in the next one. Bye.